Audiobooks for Everyone presents A Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. Full book summary. It all began in the summer of 1863 in Hamburg, Germany, where I, Axel, a young student, lived with my eccentric uncle, Professor Lidenbrock. A renowned geologist, the professor had a temper as fiery as the volcanoes he studied and a passion for uncovering the Earth's secrets. One fateful day, he returned home clutching an old Icelandic manuscript. As we examined it, a brittle parchment slipped from its pages, filled with strange runic symbols. My uncle became obsessed. For days, he refused to eat or sleep, trying to decipher the mysterious script. Finally, through a combination of his knowledge and a bit of luck, the code revealed a message. A long-dead Icelandic alchemist named Arne Saknussemm claimed to have found a passage to the center of the Earth, accessible through the crater of Snæfellsjökull, a dormant volcano in Iceland. "Pack your bags," my uncle declared. "We leave for Iceland immediately." I protested, terrified at the thought of such a dangerous journey, but there was no reasoning with the professor. Within days, we had sailed to Iceland and met our local guide, Hans Julk, a stoic, strong man of few words, but unshakable loyalty. At the foot of Snæfellsjökull, we waited for the exact day and hour when the sun would cast a shadow upon the correct crater, just as Saknussemm had described. When the moment came, we descended into the earth. The descent was brutal. We squeezed through narrow shafts, slid down steep tunnels, and climbed over jagged rocks. Time seemed to stretch underground. The flicker of our torches painted eerie shapes on the stone. The deeper we went, the more otherworldly our surroundings became. At one point, we ran out of water. In desperation, Hans used his pickaxe to follow the sound of trickling water through the rock. When he struck the right spot, a stream of boiling water gushed out, too hot at first, but it saved us. Then came the worst moment of all. I became separated. Lost in total darkness, I wandered alone, calling out, panicking. Hours, or perhaps days, passed. In the silence, I began to lose hope, until I heard a faint voice echoing through the tunnels, my uncle's. By following the sound, I rejoined them, collapsing in relief. Eventually, we reached a colossal cavern illuminated by a strange phosphorescent light. To our amazement, it contained a vast underground ocean, stretching beyond sight. Towering fungi resembling trees rose along the rocky shores. Strange clouds floated near the cavern's ceiling, and lightning flashed across the artificial sky. We built a raft and set sail. The voyage was surreal. Prehistoric fish swam beneath us, and in the distance, we witnessed two massive sea creatures locked in battle, their massive forms rising from the waves like monsters from a dream. During a violent storm, we lost control of the raft and were thrown ashore on the far side of the sea. There, we discovered the remnants of a lost world, gigantic bones, ancient tools, and even a human skull twice the size of a normal one. Deeper still, we caught sight of a gigantic figure, perhaps a descendant of Saknussemm's prehistoric men, watching from afar. Pressing on, we came upon a wall of rock blocking our path. The professor insisted it was where Saknussemm had continued, and we must blast our way through. Using gunpowder, we created an explosion, but it unleashed something none of us expected. We had broken into a magma chamber. Suddenly, the ground began to shake. A torrent of steam and rock rose beneath us, and before we could escape, we were swept upward in a fiery whirlwind. The volcano was erupting. But it wasn't Snæfellsjökull. We had been pushed through the Earth's mantle and erupted out of Mount Stromboli, a volcano on a small island off the coast of Italy. We staggered out, alive but covered in ash and half-mad with disbelief. Locals rushed to our aid, thinking we were demons. Eventually, we returned to Hamburg, where the professor's story made headlines around the world. Some believed us, some laughed, but it didn't matter. We had seen wonders no other humans had ever seen. We had descended into the earth and returned wiser, braver, and forever changed. Though my uncle dreamed of returning, I was content to remain above ground, where the sun shone and the stars were real. But I never forgot the journey, the hidden ocean, the silent giants, the vast stone halls under the earth. And every time I walk alone at night, I sometimes wonder, what else lies beneath our feet, waiting to be discovered? The end.